Hey Steven, so we're out in Portsmouth today. It's a nice spring day and we were in a juice place and you picked up a juice. The guy in line had to wait and go to the register, but you didn't. So can you tell me more about this?
Yeah, he had to orally communicate what he wanted to purchase, even though he picked it out from the refrigerator himself. I grabbed the same exact thing and paid with my Badger wallet, my Bitcoin Cash wallet.
Can you show me what you got?
Oh yeah. Green on fleet, cucumber, celery, kale, spinach, romaine, lemon, parsley, ginger. It's the most effective, delicious, greenest juice there is. And you can get it just with a Bitcoin Cash wallet. Very, very soon, that will also support the hand cash wallet for BSV and also the Dash wallet for Dash. I just paid in a more magical way than ever before at the Fresh Press using Bitcoin. And this way eliminates having to scan. No more scanning. So Aaron has the Anypay app and I have the Energy City app. And so when he entered in the amount I needed to pay, that amount popped up right in my app. And I was able to swipe with money button to pay and his screen said paid.
So we are back today. So thank you guys for subscribing and liking our video and pages. So thank you so much for doing that. Thank you again sa pag-share ng ating mga videos. And thank you also to, first of all, to St. Louis University, CRE, Baguio Congress, Fab Lab, London Outsource, and to my team in Unifinity and Dash Philippines. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing and supporting this first global virtual summit. So I know that today's guest is much more what we're looking for. Kasi tayong mga tech entrepreneurs, marami tayong mga experiences, especially when receiving payments and receiving money into our businesses. So marami sa ating mga entrepreneur, unang-unang katanungan is that, paano ba tayo makakatanggap ng digital payments na yan? Paano ba natin sisimulan ng ating negosyo sa pag-accept ng Bitcoin sa ating mga negosyo? So this is something that we need to understand and we need to learn and we need to know. So this is why our speaker for today is very interesting. So he is the founder of Anypay Inc. So later, he will be giving you more insights and more information, mga juicy information about how to start your business online. So sa ating mga Pilipino, yan ang unang-una nating katanungan. Paano ba natin sisimulan ang ating negosyo? Marami sa atin na hindi naman talaga natin alam kung paano talaga simulan ng digital transformation. So here, when it comes to our Global Virtual Summit, ang aming layunin is you can reach out all of these speakers through the chat box and directly you can ask them questions. So once again, feel free to comment below, feel free to like and share our video, and that's all. And plus, kung may mga tanong kayo, gusto nyo malaman at gusto nyo may download or whatever na ibibigay sa inyo, go ahead and grab that opportunity kasi this is first time na ginawa tong Global Virtual Summit. This is only for you to answer your questions. So yeah, okay? So now I'm waiting for our speaker, so I will be right back shortly, okay?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Here's something cool. A lot of you talk to businesses about accepting Bitcoin. You want to spend your Bitcoin or Dash or whatever at their business. And you go through all the work of convincing them and having them install a wallet and then receive a payment. And then what happens? Their staff can't figure it out. Your friends go in, they tell you, yeah, it didn't work. It's disappointing, and then they fizzle out. They fall off the map. They're disappointed, and they end up stale on these maps where people come from all over looking to spend Bitcoin there, and then they walk away without anything, or they have to pull out nasty, dirty fiat. So that stinks. But good news. The Anypay Ambassador Program solves all these problems. Here's what it is and here's what it does for you. You're one of these people who talks to business owners about accepting Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, or BSV. You can keep doing that, and we give you a free tool that makes it nice and easy for their cashiers to ring up any kind of order, makes it really simple for the customer to pay with all standard wallets. It has a delightful celebration when the payment happens. It's really clear for the cashier that a payment was successful. They can put in any kind of memo. There's even some integrations with Square, which is really nice. It's good for their accounting system because we've got an admin dashboard where they can see all their past transactions, what they invoiced in terms of Bitcoin, different cryptocurrencies, and what they were charging in terms of US dollars and what they collected. It supports all different 168 different fiat currencies, and it's really nice. So Anypay Cash Register, it's free in the app stores. It's also web-based, so that's really good. It's a good tool that you can give businesses that they're going to have success. And furthermore, it includes a map. So this is an interactive map. Say you set up a business down the street and you go there, bang, they're on the map and they're green. But you haven't been there in a week. They start to turn yellow. That tells other people in the area, hey, show this business some love. They haven't had a transaction in a week. If a month goes by, they turn red. And after 3 months, they fall off the map because really, can you say that they legitimately can accept Bitcoin? You don't know. I mean, what are the odds that the person who set it up or the cashier has been trained well enough that they're going to be able to take your payment? So in order to reduce disappointment and increase happiness and success, we have this interactive map that shows, hey, this is a business that has received a lot of, transactions this week. So the likelihood you're going to have a lot of success when you go there. Now, furthermore, for setting up that business, you can be the ambassador for that business, which means, you're probably the person they're coming into contact with the most. You like to go and buy their juices or whatever they sell, and you should get rewarded for the work that you did talking to the business owner, having them install an app, explaining how to use Bitcoin and receive payments and send and receive, and you do all that work, and then what if they just go stale? You don't want that. So you want to drive traffic, and you actually want to be rewarded for the traffic. So what Anypay does, the merchant gets 100% of the customer's payment. 100% goes right to the business. But Anypay, on top of that, sends you 1% in Bitcoin Cash or Dash. So say there was a $100 sale at the furniture store that you set up to accept Bitcoin. Your friend buys some chairs, and you get $1 from that sale. The merchant gets $100 in Bitcoin Cash or Dash. You get $1 in Bitcoin Cash or Dash, whatever the customer used. And that came from Anypay. You can get these transactions all day, every day. You can set up 100 businesses, and if you've got people going around your town spending Bitcoin Cash and Dash, bang, 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 you're getting inputs. You're getting, small transactions into your wallet all day, every day, whenever anyone shops there. And you get it explained too. You get an email that says, someone went to the Fresh Press, and here's the amount that they spent, and here's the amount that you get. And I think this is really great. So on top of that, there's also Energy City, which is a way to, energycity.com. So all of these things work together. So with one app, the Anypay cash register, a business can be set up to take Bitcoin, add itself to an interactive map, and add you as one of the outputs so that you get rewarded as an ambassador. And then Energy City is a really cool app that people, you don't even need to go to the register anymore. You can open up your phone, just go to energycity.com. It'll geolocate you to see, where's the closest business to you that accepts Bitcoin. And you tap on it, and then you've got their calculator pad, like their, bring yourself up for $1, $5, whatever you want to pay them, and the money goes right to that business. So say I'm placing an online order, or I'm calling ahead. I just called for a smoothie down the street. They say, okay, that's going to be $8. I put in $8, send it right from my phone. They get a notification and an email that says, hey, you just got paid $8. I can even leave a memo that says, this was for the rocket fuel smoothie. So all of that works together. And then bang, actually, if they haven't had a transaction in a while, they light up green on the map. So this stuff is all really cool. And I just think if I were in the position of, where I was a couple of years ago setting up businesses, I would have loved to have this tool to just give businesses, here's what you set up, put in my email address, and then I'm getting rewards every time I send my friends to go shop there. Sweet.
Into crypto.
Oh yeah. So I was first introduced to Bitcoin when in an economics club in university in 2011. We were studying economics, and we were reading a lot of classical texts on Austrian economics and business cycle and theories of money. And this was in Austin, Texas, where I grew up. And everyone then, before Bitcoin came, everyone who was into, I guess, good money, sound money, they were all about gold and silver. So my friends were using silver and gold, trying to make it money, basically. And then one of the guys, the most intelligent guy in the group, who had read the most about economics, he introduced us to Bitcoin. And he had learned that it had great properties as money. And so I got my first Bitcoins from a friend that I bought. And from then on, I became very, rather obsessed with it. I moved to Silicon Valley, to San Francisco, and I wanted to find a Bitcoin technology startups where I could work and earn Bitcoins and be very immersed in this kind of technology. And I built a few simple apps that helped people use Bitcoin, like to send Bitcoin to people on Twitter. And eventually I discovered this technology company called Ripple, which was they were using the Bitcoin technology, or what we probably call now the blockchain technology, to create an exchange that was decentralized. And that was fascinating to me. So I got involved with the Ripple project, and then eventually started working at Ripple Labs, if you've heard of this company. And I was there for a few years. I was very involved in using the Bitcoin technology to help small enterprises and small banks transfer money between each other without central banks and without having to rely on centralized authorities. I thought that was awesome and empowering. And then I was a software developer. Okay, so I've been kind of really into developing software and becoming a top-notch coder and craftsman of applications. And So I made some applications for finance that I was able to sell and fund what I thought was the most important thing, which is a company that helps people use digital currencies anywhere in the world, at retail businesses, actually as money, not as a speculative investment, and not as a database per se, but as actual money. And so since 2015, I've been working and building Anypay to help people use digital currencies as money. And that's what brought me here to you.
So hi everyone, good day. Thank you so much guys for subscribing into our channel, and thank you as well for liking and sharing our posts. So as I said, we have a very interesting guest today for our global virtual summit. So he started back on our preview as a software developer, and then now he founded this company called Anypay Inc. This is to help the SMEs merchants to transform the current business into the next emerging technology, which is very interesting, especially to those of you who really wanted to understand more about what blockchain, what crypto can do. So here, let's welcome Mr. Steven Zeiler from Anypay Inc. So hi, Steven. How are you today?
Hi, Veronica. Thank you for having me. I'm very happy today. How are you doing?
So, Steven, would you please tell us more about Anypay and a little bit of just a preview of what you do, since I know we already played your video earlier. So can you please share just a few more about yourself?
Anypay is the most delightful way to get paid. And it works all over the world. We're on a mission to help everyone and any business in the world earn digital currency so they can improve their lives and improve their business. We're a software technology. We make apps and online software to help small businesses, large businesses, and developers use digital currency in their actual business.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. So I heard that this is more of a decentralized online payment system, correct? This is a bit first to hear about decentralized, especially for merchants. They don't really understand what decentralization is. So can you explain a little bit further to our viewers?
The important thing for a small business to understand is that before the internet age, money and banking systems and payments, they were kind of isolated in every country. Every country had a different payment system and a different way of getting paid, and it was hard to do business with other people in other countries, and it required a lot of it was rather inefficient compared to the internet. And people who grew up with the internet or who have adopted the internet in their business, they understand how easy it is to move information around the world. You can send an email or any kind of information to anyone in the world for basically free. And now, as the internet has developed, companies have built technology that helps you be paid and use money in anywhere in the world in the same way that you can send information or an email anywhere in the world without having to work with a different system for every country. So now for the first time, our money can be used across the globe, and it doesn't matter where you live. And our money can now work instantly for basically zero cost, the cost of sending an email almost.
I see. Thank you for sharing that. So guys, you heard that the internet 1.0. I think that was during the Internet Explorer age when Google Chrome just first introduced. I remember that. I think I was back in elementary days when there was still the floppy disk and you still need to go through this monitor black screen, and then it moved on to MSN Messenger, right? Yahoo Messenger, then yeah, that's the early days. But you are correct about the transmitting the technology or the messages is much faster by using internet. Now, I have a question because you started as a startup in fintech. Now, what are the challenges that you had faced before that you can share to our audiences?
Well, I started. By trade, I'm a software developer, software engineer, and I love building apps. I started building apps when I was a teenager for my. I think the first app I helped build was for my mother's Girl Scout troop, and then I wanted to make apps that help people organize and communicate. And then I I got into making apps for helping people pay each other and helping people use good money. And when I discovered Bitcoin back in 2011, and I thought this was great. I wanted to help people use Bitcoin. And the biggest challenge um, at, is the biggest challenge was teaching people about the powers that you can get from using modern forms of money like Bitcoin and Dash and other digital currencies. And so there's two big challenges: teaching people about the superpowers you get from using digital currency, and also making it easy to use digital currency. Because when I got started, it was super hard. It was it was so complex to use digital cash in a business. It was basically impossible. As a business owner, most business owners that I know, they don't want to be experts in technology. They want things to just work.
Sure.
And so our biggest challenge was making digital currency work perfectly so that any cashier, any business manager could very easily interact with a global form of money.
Thank you for sharing your history, Stephen. That's very interesting. How you transitioned from working into your mom's software and then now you moved on. And back in 2011, that's very interesting because I know Bitcoin started at 2008 and it was how much? 10 cents when there was a pizza year. Was that the year you started getting involved, 2011, and the pizza story?
I think that was 1 year after the pizza, and actually, I'm very excited. This Friday, a few dozen of my friends are celebrating the Bitcoin Pizza Day.
Wow.
For people who don't know the Bitcoin Pizza Day, it's a special event where it was the first time in history that a digital currency like Bitcoin had a price. And when someone purchased some pizzas, basically, or a bunch of Bitcoins, like 10,000 Bitcoins or something.
Wow.
And it was the first time that a digital currency had a real price in the marketplace.
Mm.
And that set off a whole new economy where people were using digital currency as money.
Wow,
So
10,000 Bitcoin.
yeah, well, it was the person who helped with that payment for the pizzas. They got all those Bitcoins. I hope they keep them. But I'm happy because now all of my friends can pay for pizza with digital currency.
Wow, do you know that 10,000 Bitcoin, guys, right now the price is we're trading at around $9,000. So that's like how much money? 909 million, right? I mean, that's a lot of money now that pizza is like golden pizza here.
I think it was $90 million, but back then it was only $20 for a couple of pizzas.
The most expensive pizza is gonna have his birthday on the next month, right?
That's right, and it's important. I always wanted to find the best money. I think that the entire world can benefit by having better money. And many people might understand that there are some problems with the money, especially the national money systems and the central bank systems. There are a lot of problems. As you probably know, there's a lot of corruption and inflation, and people don't have much of a choice about the money that their central banks are creating. So I wanted to find the best kind of money. And it turned out that I believe firmly, and the history of Bitcoin has shown that money that is predictable and has fixed supply, as a fixed amount where no one can create more currency out of the whim of politicians or behind closed doors. That's going to be the best kind of money for people to use. And we can see that because Bitcoin, it doesn't have lots of inflation, it has almost no inflation, its value has increased over time as more people use Bitcoin as money.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Steven. So I believe now some of the viewers will have some questions on the chat. So feel free to just write your question, guys, and we will be answering that shortly as well on the chat. And don't worry, don't hesitate to ask any questions that you want, because this event is actually for you. We are dedicating our time and to give this knowledge, to impart this knowledge to all the Filipino entrepreneurs, merchants who are very interested to learn more. How can they use your Anypay? So maybe you can share how they can use Anypay. How can they start with Anypay?
No, definitely. In helping businesses use digital currency, we created an app and some online software that makes it stupid simple to accept Bitcoin and Dash and other digital currencies at their business. And the easiest way to get started is to get a digital currency wallet, like the Dash wallet or the bitcoin.com wallet. They're free. There's no cost to use them. You don't need a bank account or any kind of ID. And the awesome thing is, for people in the Philippines, they can use these apps for free, and they don't need any permission from anyone. It doesn't require any documentation. It's because technology has made it easy for the whole world to transact and to pay each other without a lot of complication. So step one is get a simple, free digital wallet. And then at your business, say you have a cafe, a restaurant, a sports equipment store, a car dealership, any kind of business that you own, you can download the free Anypay Cash Register app. And the Anypay Cash Register app, it connects to your digital wallet, like your Dash wallet or your bitcoin.com wallet. And it makes it easy to collect currency, to collect payment with digital currency without having to know about confusing exchange rates or the price of the digital currency versus your local Filipino currency. It makes it super easy.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. So guys, there are it's free to download. All you need to do is just go to Play Store, or it's also available on iOS. Now all you need to do is just download that, and the link is actually there below. So we're gonna be putting the links for you to easily download Anypay application. So how about this, Steven? I heard that there's also a dashback or a rewards that you guys are doing some rewards for the merchants. So maybe can you please share us what is this dashback that I heard from some of the guys?
Oh, that's right. Well, I love, and everyone involved with Anypay, we love connecting with people who use digital cash as money. And well, we love it so much that we want to help businesses attract new customers. Now, some of your customers might have digital currency, and maybe that's because they've received currency from someone overseas. Digital cash makes it super easy to send money overseas for almost no cost. And so maybe they have this money and they are looking to use it, and we want to make it super easy for them to spend their digital currency at your business. So we've developed a number of tools that make it fun and easy. Once you download the Anypay Cash Register app, you can put your business on the map. And once you're on the map, people will know that they can go spend their currency at your business. And once you're on the map, whenever people go and spend currency at your business, they will get a cash back. It's a reward. It's a thank you for spending and being loyal to the digital currency and helping grow the digital cash economy. So basically, whenever your customers pay with Dash or Bitcoin Cash, they give 5 to 10% right back to their wallet. So it's a bonus for spending at your business.
That's very interesting. Dashback and cashback. So, guys, for some of you who wanted to ask, what is Dash? Dash is actually digital cash. Cash digital. Digital cash is Dash. Okay, so that's a shorter version of digital cash. So remember, Dash is cash. So you can use Dash on your business. You can start accepting Dash's payment, and you can also use Anypay application when it comes to your business. Now, Steven, there are some merchants that are also asking for some tips on accepting payments, because this is one common problem here, is that they don't really understand what are the process. So I know that you already simplified it for them, but let's say I'm a simpleton and I don't really understand anything about crypto, not even going to digital. What would be the best tip that you can offer to our new startups and new companies?
Well, definitely the best tip is to get a Dash wallet from the Play Store. It's free. And then put yourself on the map, and we will start advertising to people that they can spend Dash at your business. Now, the number one thing to know is that Dash is a currency for the whole internet. That means anyone in the world can use Dash. It's not isolated to just the Philippines or just Korea or to America. It works anywhere in the world. And we believe that makes better money. And so it is unfamiliar to many people. What is this new kind of currency? But this currency is rather trustworthy. It has very strict rules. So it's highly regulated by the Dash economy. And there can't be any inflation. So there are no politicians can destroy the value of the Dash currency, which I love that. And it's very easy to use. Now, they might feel uneasy, I can understand, because it's a new kind of money. But we believe that Dash is a better kind of money that, as more people use it, will grow in value rather than lose value like many national currencies.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that, because compared to Bitcoin, when it comes to transactions and sending payments, I believe Dash has this functionality called instant send, where it can send payment instantly to your wallet. So, Stephen, how will it work if they use Dash to their business using Anypay? How fast can it be? Can they receive the payments?
It's wonderfully fast. Once your customer pays, first of all, it'll be super easy for you or your cashier, whoever is managing your business. They will see instantly that they got paid. And then, even better, the Dash is available to spend in your business immediately, within a minute. So there's no waiting for the payments to come into your bank account. There's no 30 days, there's no 1 day, it doesn't even take 1 hour. You instantly have the money available, so you can buy more products and you can reinvest in your business immediately with Dash. And And not only that, you can send that dash anywhere in the world. It's a wonderful technology, and anyone who's familiar with the difference between email and mail, like physical mail, they can understand how much better digital cash is than using the old banking payment methods.
Thank you for sharing that. I mean, that's a really good introduction, and plus an example of using email and as well as payments all together. So thank you for sharing that, Stephen. Now, there are other startups here in the Philippines who wanted to go through to this process. They wanted to get involved into the digital space. With your experience as when you started developing, some of them are not really a developer, but what are your tips to these startups who wanted to venture out into our space?
My tips that I tell everyone are, in this new century, the 21st century, the more you can understand about the internet and about computers and about Bitcoin technology, the better off you're going to be. That doesn't mean you need to be a highly technical developer in order to use Dash and to profit from it. The number one best way to understand these technologies is to get some Dash and try and use it. Truly, I've worked with many people, and the people who get Dash and try to use it as money, they understand way more than people who only buy it from an exchange to try to make more money, to try to, they hope the price will go up. So don't worry about the price going up, because once you use digital currency, you'll get superpowers, and you'll realize that now you are connected with the entire global economy. And there are many more opportunities when you can pay and transact with people all over the world. I would say use the currency, and you will see immediately that's the number one best way to learn what's possible and what benefits you can bring to your customers and what benefits you can bring to whatever technology or startup you are creating.
Thank you for sharing that, Stephen. So guys, you heard that Dash is a digital cash that you can use, and it is free. All you need to do is just convert your current cash into Dash, and you can actually use it as well everywhere around the world. And you can start accepting Dash's payment. You can also earn Dash back by using it to your businesses. So Stephen, that's a really wonderful opportunity, as well as your application is very interesting for our SMEs and merchants. So lastly, they will also ask Bitcoin versus Dash, which one should they take now?
Well, I'll tell you, I think that there are a number of very good, high quality digital currencies like Bitcoin and Dash. Now, when you pay with Dash, it's nearly free. You said free, but it does cost about 1/10 of 1 cent every time you want to send Dash. And it isn't exactly instant. It takes about 2 minutes to make sure that you have your money and then it's safe. So it's a wonderful technology. Now, most people, though, they hear only about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And that's because Bitcoin is the highest valued digital currency in the world. And the difference, there are not many differences. Dash has developed some good technology that makes payments faster, but also think about Bitcoin is kind of the original and the oldest form of digital cash, and it's limited. It has limited bandwidth. It's like anyone who grew up with dial-up technology. You could only, to connect to the internet, if it was over the telephone line. I don't know if you ever had dial-up internet, but you could only get a small amount of bandwidth, which means you could only download so much information, so many videos and images, and it was extra slow.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what Bitcoin is like. It's restricted. The number of people that can use Bitcoin at once is much smaller than the number of people who can use Dash at once. And that makes it more slow and definitely more expensive. Just yesterday, I used Bitcoin, and I think it's a great technology, but I used it. It cost me over $5 to send a payment. And that payment took 18 hours to send.
Wow.
Now, it was still very good for me because I could send money across the world, and it was very secure. But with Dash, they're committed to larger bandwidth. It's kind of like broadband. It's much faster, and more people can use it at once, and it costs way less. So I would say anyone who has heard about Bitcoin is good, and Dash is even better for payments in your business.
Well, thank you for sharing all of that information today, Stephen. So when you talk about Bitcoin and how fast and versus the slow and transfer, yeah, if you're going to compare it with banks, let me share you some info or some story that when you send money through the bank, it will take you 3 days or 7 days before you receive the money. Plus, you will go through all of this process of sending the invoices or proving that this payment comes from a certain individual or your businesses. But compared to Bitcoin, 18 hours of receiving it, sometimes it will take maybe 3 hours, 1 hour, but compared to Dash, if they send it to you from Europe and you want to receive it in Philippines, you get it immediately. You get it instantly without you waiting for a longer process for your business. Because the difference, I think, with Bitcoin and Dash is the volatility as well, correct?
Well, the big difference is they're both like worldwide currencies. So they do fluctuate, just like Philippine currency fluctuates versus Singapore currency versus Japanese currency. They're all different currencies. The big difference is that Dash is very fast. Someone can send you money from Singapore, and then you can go and spend that at a store instantly with Dash.
So on your business, how many merchants are already using Anypay? So let me ask you that.
Well, there are, and I'll tell you what, when we got started, there was no one using Bitcoin or Dash at a business. It wasn't happening because it wasn't easy enough.
Yeah.
It was super complicated. You had to be like a computer programmer to understand how to use digital cash. We've made it much easier so that any cashier in any business can easily accept payment. And you can see this. There's many videos of people using Dash all over the world, in Thailand, in America, in Europe. And so it's become much easier because of the apps that we've made. And currently, in the last quarter, there are around 150 retail businesses that use Dash that have been very active. And that number is growing quickly. And there are many more businesses online. Definitely thousands, maybe even 1 million businesses. There are many businesses online that accept digital cash as payment. And even better than that, any person in the whole world can use Dash today in just 2 minutes by downloading the Dash wallet, and then they're ready to accept Dash. So any person providing a service, or if they're selling something that they own, they can use Dash. So it's open to the whole world, and it's very exciting.
Yes, you're right. It is very, very exciting. Especially there was some news about the halving of Bitcoin recently. So when you hear about this halving, what can you say about it? Because this is more of a trader's insight. Some of the traders normally ask, or new traders ask me, what can I say about the Bitcoin halving? Will it make the Bitcoin price high? Will it affect Dash coins? Will it affect Ethereum? You know, all of these things.
The important thing to know about this phenomenon is that instead of politicians or some central bankers setting the amount of money that it gets produced every year, there is a a transparent algorithm or a code that everyone agreed upon that is very predictable, that every year a certain amount of currency is created, no more and no less. And no one can change that amount of currency for their own political benefit. And so every year or every few years, the amount of new currency that is created, it decreases by half.
Mhm.
And that is so that the world can get the new currency, and over time less and less new currency is created until we don't need to create any more new currency, and we have enough that we can use without creating more, which is awesome, because then people who use Dash and Bitcoin, they don't have to worry about inflation and the value of their currency going down because lots of new currency is being created. And so this year, the amount of currency, the new currency in Bitcoin, that was cut in half. And in a few years, that amount will be cut in half as well. So, and eventually there will be no new currency created, and we will use only the currency that exists.
Okay, thank you for sharing that informative information about the halving, about Bitcoin, and how it can really how it does it work. Because most of the new traders, these are their common questions, since they're not that familiar on how it works. So I mean, with your experience, you've been here since 2011, so that was a long experience for you to be involved in the crypto space. So thank you so much for giving me or giving us all of this information today. So lastly, last of the questions, any tips and advice that you can now give to the students or the universities or even the merchants or startups when it comes to digital transformation?
Definitely. I have two pieces of advice. One I already gave, which is get some digital cash and use it. And the more you use it, the more your neighbors and your community will benefit, because you will be connecting them with the entire world economy. And secondly, think about getting more Dash, not more dollars or more pesos or more yen. Okay, so don't trade Dash. Don't do it. Don't trade Bitcoin. It's not very helpful. What you want to do is earn Bitcoin and earn Dash by providing services to people in exchange for Dash.
Thank you for all of these tips, Steven. And guys, so you heard it from our expert today. So Steven, thank you so much for all of these tips, knowledge that you've given to all of our viewers. So to all our techno startups, to all our startups who are watching this video and watching our conversation with Steven, all you need to do now is very simple. Go to your Play Store, download Anypay for your business, and start accepting crypto as payment. They have Bitcoin Cash, they have Bitcoin, they have Dash, and they have Ethereum too. So start accepting that as for your business. So this will benefit you on a long run. And Dash Philippines are more than happy to assist you onto your transition. Just feel free to ask us questions anytime. All right? So
Yes,
Steve,
it was a great pleasure. Put your business on the map, and we will help Dash users find your business and bring more profits to you.
thank you, Steven. So once again, guys, this is Steven Zeiler from Anypay Inc. So later we will have more chat on the chat box. So please subscribe and like this video. Okay. 1 second.